Senator, if we could go to foreign affairs for a moment. You've been very critical of the Eisenhower administration for its drift policy in regard to the
That's correct.
hot war in Algeria. What would you have the administration do that it has not done with respect to the Algerian struggle?
Well, as you know, Mr. Lawrence, the effect of the United States policy, both in the UN and in the use of equipment in North Africa and Algeria, the sale of the helicopters and so on, that it's quite obvious that the United States has supported the French position, feeling we have a great dependence on France. It's a very difficult situation, and I know that Mr. Dulles could not speak or act quite as I can as a member of the Senate. But nevertheless, in my opinion, the French position there is costing the free world and France very heavily in men, in the NATO defenses, in money. The United States has recently been of some assistance to France, over $600 million. Most of the reason for that loan was the Algerian war. So the point is, we're involved. I would try to make it clearer to the French in every way, diplomatically and in every other way, that we would hope that it would be possible for the French, as we did with the Philippines, to set some date, not immediately, 5 years, 10 years, at which time there would be solid guarantees that the Algerian people would be able to determine what sort of a relationship they wanted with France, if any. In that period of time, it seems to me many of the economic changes and everything could take place. Now, that's what I would hope could be done.
Well, in other words, the Algerian people, in your view, would have the right at some specified date to decide whether or not they were independent.
That's correct.
Or whether they wish to remain.
Seems to me that's the only hope. Otherwise, it's going to get worse and worse there. It's going to sour our relations with Tunisia and with Morocco. Any hope of a North African Federation will be doomed. The effect it has on Africa and the Middle East. The United States is very vitally associated in the minds of those people with French policy in that area. We're the losers, and therefore to think that we're not participants in that struggle in every way is a mistake. I think we might as well recognize it and do the best we can to associate ourselves with what is obviously going to happen. Algeria sometime is going to be independent. I would hope that when they did, that they had some feeling that we had been of some shown some friendship.
Just how far would you have the United States go in putting pressure on France? Would you have it actually terminate military supplies?
No, I would not, Mr. McConaughey. I think it's a mistake. We're dependent on France. I think that would result in a rupture. What we hope is that through all of the means, we're not without influence in all these situations, I hope. And if we are influenced, I would like our influence used in the way I've suggested, but I would not attempt to put a gun to France's head, because it would be self-defeating, and the French reaction would be extremely adverse to our interests and the interests that I've just discussed, particularly when we need France for the missile bases, the cooperation on missile bases. I would attempt to use our influence, and I assume we have some.
Il y a un problème qui est très douloureux pour nous, Français, c'est celui de l'Algérie. Quelle est votre opinion là-dessus?
Je me rends compte que c'est là une question d'une très grande difficulté. Et je sais aussi que j'ai pris à cet égard une position assez différente de celle de la majorité du peuple français. Mais nous vivons dans un monde où il y a beaucoup de problèmes. Et sur certains d'entre eux, quelques-uns d'entre nous peuvent n'être pas d'accord. Je crois cependant à une entente. Je crois aussi que l'Afrique va avoir un grand rôle à jouer. Et j'espère qu'il va être possible de résoudre les problèmes auxquels la France doit faire face en Algérie. C'est ce que je souhaite. Je parle à la fois comme un ami de la France et un ami de la liberté. Et je sais que les deux ne sont pas contradictoires. Je voudrais vous remercier encore d'être venu ici à Cape Cod. J'aimerais que de nombreux Français viennent passer leurs vacances ici. Nous déversons chaque année sur la France tellement de touristes chez nous que ce serait bien votre tour.
C'est un grand plaisir. J'ai visité de France de beaucoup d'occasions et je suis très heureux d'avoir cette occasion de dire hello.
Thank you.
Senator, would you be equally active on the same level with the Dominican Republic?
I think we should commit ourselves to freedom in this hemisphere. That's the great wave, and I've been strongly believed Indochina, talked about in Algeria, and Latin America.
people desire freedom. They don't want dictators, right or left. In addition, they want economic, a better standard of living for the people. Those are the causes to which we should be associated. One of my criticisms of this administration is we're no longer associated with the cause of freedom, and that's the biggest asset we have in our struggle against the communists.
Sir,
the whole African experience shows that.
Can we stay with Algeria just a moment? One of the cruel dilemmas any American government faces is this Algerian dilemma, where we either have to side with our great ally France or with these peoples, as you say, the new peoples. What kind of a decision would you make in that case?
Well, Miss Smith, I said several years ago that time was running out in Algeria as it did in Indochina, and there's been a good deal of criticism, and even including recently. The problem now is that the Algerian rebels are turning to Moscow and to Peking for assistance against the French. How long would it be before the communists become to seize control of the nationalist movement in Algeria? That's why I've hoped that a solution would be worked out which would recognize the desire of these people for self-determination in association, I would hope, with France. Now, I think that I'm hopeful that General de Gaulle and the French people will work out a solution which will permit peace in Algeria, but it's going to be a very difficult problem.
Monsieur Fontaine, en cas d'échec des pourparlers d'Évian, les États-Unis pourraient-ils être amenés à se mêler plus directement du règlement de l'affaire algérienne, dans le cas, par exemple, d'un appui massif donné par l'URSS ou par la Chine au FLN?
It is, of course, our hope that the talks now proceeding at Évian will be successful. And I can think of no useful purpose at the present time in planning for the eventuality which was suggested by the question. We should look forward to the present. We should look forward to the effort which is being made to work out a peaceful solution. If that effort should fail, then of course all of us who are concerned would be expected to participate in appropriate consultations. But for the present, and certainly as we look to the future, we look with hope towards those talks.
This moment of national independence for the people of Algeria, the creation of a great new state, represents the devoted and courageous work of the Algerian people and their leaders, stretching over many years. I congratulate them. I congratulate them as President of the United States, and I congratulate them on behalf of the American people. We too fought for our own independence also, and it cost us many years of bloodshed and tears and work and perseverance. But we finally obtained our independence as you have yours, and we have maintained it as you will yours. It's a particular source of satisfaction to me to express these words of greeting to our friends in Algeria, because I recall speaking some years ago in the Senate of the United States on behalf of independence for Algeria. And now that great goal has been achieved. We wish you every success in the future. And I want to assure you of our wholehearted desire to work in cooperation with you and your leaders on behalf of peace and prosperity and the progress of your people and mine and of all mankind.
Assalamu alaikum. Greetings from Tokyo. I'm Caroline Kennedy, the U.S. Ambassador to Japan. Congratulations to the people of Algeria on celebrating 54 years of independence. The ties that bind the United States and Algeria together are long-standing, and I'm proud of the role my father played in supporting Algeria's struggle for independence. From the Senate floor to the Oval Office, he took up the cause of the Algerian people and saw in their aspirations the same yearning for dignity and freedom that inspired America's founding fathers in 1776. As Americans around the world celebrate our own Independence Day, let us renew and strengthen our bonds of friendship with the Algerian people. I hope you take this opportunity to reflect on your country's proud achievement, recognizing that we must continue to strive toward the cause of freedom, peace, and human welfare. On behalf of the United States, best wishes to you all. Happy Independence Day, and Tahia El Jazeera.